Hello everyone, MFPallytime here, and welcome back to Orcs Must Die 3. We're doing a playthrough of this game, showing off every level on Rift Lord difficulty and getting the perfect 5-skull rating. Up until this point, that's been a pretty easy task on most levels. However, we have made it to the 7th level, Close Quarters, and holy moly, I struggled with this level. I've beaten all of these in co-op. However, having another person there to shoot at stuff and to put down their own traps that could be different from your traps certainly makes this level a much easier. I went for a very drastically different strategy on this level. Those of you that are into fighting and combat and wanted to see more of that rather than just trap play, you are in for a treat. And remember, if you find these videos helpful or you just like them, please be sure to hit the thumbs up button. This one was a doozy. Okay, here we go. This map has two different entrances, one on the southwestern corner of the map and one kind of northward in the middle. Both of these paths look like they're gonna loop down the same area, but there's actually a line of poison that separates the two. One thing I want to point out too, there's a lot of windows where you can place some long-range traps that may potentially be able to hit both lanes. For instance, right here and right here. And we're gonna be utilizing that. Our kit is very strange, I will admit that. Like I said, I kind of went off the wall with my strategy because my normal strats simply were not working for me. We are using the... I want to make sure I get the name right on this thing. I can't just have nicknames for everything. No one's going to know what I'm talking about after a while. We are using the stone staff as well as the blade staff. Yes, that's right. Two weapons here today. The blade staff is upgraded to heal me every time I deal damage to an enemy. So this is how I'm going to be restoring a lot of my health and also how I'm going to be dealing a lot of damage to our adversaries. We have the fear jar as well as the mana trinket. This is just a precaution. I'm going to be using the stone staff's right click to freeze enemies quite a lot. You'll see that once we get going. And if I ever run out of mana, we need to make sure we get that back. Brimstone has been brought into the equation because I was having a hard time with sappers specifically, and this can help out quite a bit. We're using our barrel dispensers just because I think they're a good trap, and they actually fit in pretty nicely with our strategy once things get going. Introducing the arcane dragons. These things fire off a dragon that will travel until it hits a wall, and then these are upgraded to bounce off of that wall after. They have basically unlimited range, so it'll be really good for shooting down this lane, maybe even this lane, and shooting across here once we get things going. We have one flower, although I don't think I used it on my successful run, so maybe we could swap this out for something else. Double wide barricades and the ballista. This is also new for our series. The ballista is mounted to the ceiling. It has an extremely long range, and ours has been augmented to deal arcane damage. This will basically just shoot at an enemy, and for most of the smaller orcs and kobolds, kill them in a single shot. So as you can see, not a lot of places where these two levels can join together. And I tried some strategies where I was really building up on this side because this area in particular looks like a really good kill box to me. At least it has some potential. Tried to build up on this side for it to be self-sufficient and then fight on the other, and that simply was not working for me at all. I tried to have two separate kill boxes and I was just leaking too many enemies. That wasn't working for me at all. So what we're gonna do is just fight them over here. Two barricades in front of the right staircase is going to close that off. We're then going to set our other double wide barricade to go towards the wall here, and we're very soon going to finish this off by, I'll show you what it looks like because we're going to have to do it really quickly. Finish this off by doing something like, you know what, that's too much space. Yeah, we're going to do something like this. That way, there's only a couple blocks for enemies to actually walk on here. I don't want to have a big wide area. Just means more enemies are going to be able to get by me. So keep that in mind. Our barricades are going to be super duper important. There are kobolds, there are gnoll grenadiers, there are dynamite archers. Everything you don't want to have to protect a big barricade line like that are going to be here. Let's start out with some brimstone over here. I'll fight this round manually and we'll get everything underway right after I take some deep breaths. This level's so hard. All right, here we go. My primary source of damage this round is going to be the blade staff, but I'm going to be freezing our enemies intermittently in between some of these attacks. I'll show you what that looks like. We're going to be quick swapping between our 1 and 2 on our hotbar pretty often. As these guys hit the brimstone, we're just going to freeze them on top of it. We can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 swings before the ogre unfreezes, and then we simply switch back to our stone staff and freeze them all over again. Same thing here. They step on the brimstone, they get frozen, and then we start chopping away at these guys. Again, the blade staff is upgraded to heal me if I do take any damage, which is a great way of actually sustaining on this level. And as you can see, I'm about to run out of mana. I have enough for maybe one more freeze here. Let's go ahead and do that now. And then I'm just going to use my fear jar to kind of supplement crowd control here and let my mana come back naturally. Yes, that's right. I'm not immediately using the mana refill. That's because, you know, the fear jar is only a cooldown, where mana is a resource that I have to wait on. I'll be able to freeze many, many, many more times until we run out of mana if I can give myself that pause to get this mana back. And it looks like we have finished the first round. Don't get lazy. Par time is super duper strict on this level, which is why we are moving fast. Same deal over here. We're going to set up brimstone in front of these guys. This round has a ton, or not this round, but this level has a ton of super duper fast kobolds that like to sneak by you. And this is the first time we're seeing an earth elemental as well. These start out as a very large enemy, but as you deal damage to them, they break into smaller and smaller pieces that get progressively faster and faster. So having brimstone on the ground just to make sure it catches any of your stragglers is a good idea. And once I reincorporated that back into my build, I started having a much better time. So, Gnoll hunters are going to be spawning throughout the map. They focus only you. They don't go after the rift or anything, and that is yet another great reason to have a weapon that can allow you to heal yourself, so you don't really have to worry about the damage that they are dealing. There are going to be archers later on that can hit us, but don't worry, we have enough crowd control in our arsenal to make that... You have a hard time hitting me, bud? To make that work. The fear jar also works without using its active. If we take damage from literally anything, they will be feared as a result. So the archers that can damage us from afar at least are going to be crowd controlled in between some of those shots, reducing the amount of damage that they can do. The final troll here should be the last enemy out of this side. Don't go too far, bud. We're going to sell our brimstone very quickly and then run over to this side. We do not have long. Let's get these barricades down just like we practiced. This is going to be our opening here. Let's put a boom barrel down, some brimstone down in this opening as well. We're about to get some sappers over here, or excuse me, some kobolds over here pretty quickly. We want to make sure that we are prepared for them. Also setting down those arcane dragons pretty early on just to get some extra damage out here as well. Round 3 is the first round where both doors open up, so you are dealing with both waves of enemies at the same time. That ogre did hit me pretty good, but don't worry, we'll be able to heal up no problem. Some kobolds are about to get through there, but they were dying on the brimstone. These guys are running my brimstone out of charges. It does need a little bit of time to reheat, but that's why we have the boom barrels in here to supplement our damage. I am getting kind of low on mana at this point. Thinking about doing a fear here. In fact, I am going to do a fear here, and I'm going to try to take down any archers that might be shooting me from the side. Looks like the archers are a bit more in the room. Actually, one just spawned on the left. So let me freeze, turn around, and shoot this guy. Then I'm going to freeze again. Slice and dice. Wait for the next freeze. Turn around, shoot this guy. Oh, luckily for me, he walked into that trap. Things can get a little chaotic in here, but don't worry. As we progress in rounds, it'll get easier and easier and easier. The first few rounds are definitely the hardest. What? No, you don't, little buddy. No, you don't. And we will be able to hold just fine. I promise. I promise. Like I said, it took me a while to get a strategy on this that really worked for me. And I didn't say this wasn't going to be hectic. Also, I should make it clear, last level, we almost got like the high score on the level that we were doing. That is not going to be the case today. On the wall here, if you're going to do arcane dragons on this wall like I am, you need to make sure you leave a space for this one. Also, that arcane wall probably shouldn't have been placed because it doesn't bounce very good. But I could try to sell that in between rounds if I get a moment to get over there. We do have a little bit more money, so I'm going to add more of these barrel dispensers onto the roof. And honestly, I probably should have already put down some of our auto ballistas just to help out with the archers a little bit more. But that is a mistake that you can rectify that unfortunately right now I can not. I am thinking about maybe potentially extending this barricade out one more. Just give me a little bit more time to fight these guys, get a little bit more brimstone down. But if I continue to manage my mana well, I think we'll be totally fine. I'm going to drop a fear here, so I just have a moment to put an auto ballista down on this side. Let's actually put 2 down on this side. That should help us with the archers, and then I could get back in place and get back to my whack-a-mole game that I'm playing and hopefully keep these guys at bay. Some really big enemies walking up on us right now. That does intimidate me, I'm not gonna lie. Let's make sure that we continue to keep these guys frozen, especially when the earth elementals are just breaking down into that first form, because the medium-sized elementals can still be quite a handful to deal with. I am not letting this armored ogre get a single swing off. If I am stunned, that means something is likely getting through. Let's extend our barricade line. We can add some arcane dragons into this room, going across this open area. That'll help us kill off some of those archers that have been hitting us from the side as well. It's coming together. Is it stressful? Oh my god, yeah, it's stressful, dude, but it is coming together slowly but surely. We might consider adding in some more explosive barrels on the side here. The arcane dragons seem to be doing a good job. As long as they can get a few kills on the way in here, that's really all that matters. I believe next round we're going to start to get sappers, and if those sappers can die before they get to my barricades, that's going to be such a huge blessing, and those arcane dragons are probably going to be our best bet at those. I said I didn't want to call things by nicknames earlier, and I'm pretty sure arcane dragons are not what they're called. But come on, it's shooting a dragon head out and it's arcane damage. Come on, that one's not much of a stretch, dude. Come on, dude. Most enemies are being cut to pieces here. No problem at all. I am seeing a couple spots I want to add a ballista in. One is right there. Just to, again, to help out with anyone that might group up in here. We are hearing the howl of the Knoll Hunters quite a lot on this level, but again, we heal every time we auto-attack, so keeping ourselves alive through that onslaught is really no big deal at all. That ogre did get a swing off on me, but because we have the fear jar, they are going to be feared as a result. We are taking a lot of damage right now from our friendly archers in the back, but I think they just died. There is a health potion on the left if I need it. In fact, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to fear those guys and just back up and grab this. That fear will hold this opening while I am away. That is so damn important. And again, I haven't used my mana trinket yet. We haven't restored mana yet. But if I needed it, then I'm going to be glad that it's there. You know what I mean? Okay, beautiful. Round 5 has been cleared, 6 is underway, and I think we're going to get sappers relatively early on in this one. Let me put a couple arcanes here as well. Maybe we aren't. I kind of thought they were coming out of this door for some reason. Maybe that's next round. We can put more arcane up on this wall just to help with the general room clear. I like our barrel dispenser positioning right now. I think that's pretty good. I need $5 to get one. Oh, here come the sappers. Here they come. There's some on the far side entrance, but there's also going to be some immediately next to me here. I dropped a fear and I tried to kill them. Looks like I only got one. I was a little late on that one. Barricade taking damage. I don't think it was from sappers, though. I don't think so. Maybe it was. Maybe we need more defenses on that side. They are kind of looking low. If I'm quick, I can sell those in between rounds, and that'll solve a lot of my problems. Speaking of problems, no grenadiers coming up the left side means I need to seriously back up away from my barricades and then start to freeze these guys back here. Is that ideal? No, I don't want the lane pushing up this far, but I cannot have them throwing grenades at my barricades and breaking the entire kill box. We do have the fear available if we need it, but combat's going pretty well so far. I'm going to actually drop the fear back up to heal because I did take a pretty hefty grenade there. Like I said, the important thing is our grenades, those grenades did not land on the barricades. Those barricades have to hold. Speaking of holding, I died, but the kill box did manage to clean up these stragglers there. This is the last enemy. I'm going to do some pretty quick selling here, if I may. Are all of these damaged?
The big ones do die hard.
Sell these two, and then replace them as soon as possible. We are getting more of the sappers this round, so that was only the beginning of the damage that they can cause. Let's go ahead and put a flower down just so I can say I actually used it on this round. Oh, sappers coming out of this side. Got one. I actually have plenty of time to just peek around this corner and we can pick off the other two, no problem. That was no big deal at all. We can also put a dispenser above this one and some on the wall here to help out. All right, this is looking like a pretty decent kill box now. However, it took a lot of time to get it to be a pretty decent kill box. I don't know if this is a strategy that I can really recommend people do on this level because it's so hectic and so scary, and if you die you're going to be in a really bad position because of it. But you know what, it does okay. It does all right. When I get 1400, I'm going to, I guess 1500, which is right now. I'm going to try to freeze and then just step off and add in a few more of those auto ballistas on the wall there. We do have some more sappers coming down this close lane. Freeze them! Freeze them! We're okay. We're holding. We're holding. Dynamite archers moving in here now. Let's freeze them. Oh, fuck, I died. Knowles moving in for the base right now. No, you don't. No, you don't, Knowles. You stay right here. On endless mode, Knowles actually don't count for rift points. I don't know if they do on this level or not. I've never let one in. I'm going to go ahead and fear this big ogre guy, hopefully get him back down towards the kill box. That fear did not last very long at all, however. I know enemies are at the rift. I'm fighting them right now. Let's go ahead and use that mana potion that I was alluding to earlier. It looks like now is the time. Now is when we need it. I should be able to hold this fairly well. Also, if the ogres do hit me, not only are they going to be feared, but that might allow me to step back a little bit closer to the rift just to regen that health so we don't even have to restore it during combat. While these ogres made it through, it looks like nothing else was quite able to get by yet. Some elementals looking like they want to change that, though. However, they are completely frozen. Fear Jar is off cooldown again, and I'm going to use it.
I believe.
Oh my god, and as that ogre dies, we win the level. Seriously, compare that to what we just did in the previous episode, where I literally went AFK for like 3 rounds, or I could have gone AFK for like 3 rounds. If I faltered for a second with this strategy, everything would have gone to shit. But we held. Now, like I said, this is not a high score. A lot of times with high scores, you're not necessarily going for a flawless 5-skull perfect run at the same time. You don't need to make par time to get a high combo. Does that make sense? We've done that specifically in co-op with me and my friend Mucka. We've hit some top 10 scores by having some super duper slow rounds. Normally that doesn't concern me, but when we're going for the perfect guide, try this at your own risk. I'm not saying you have to, okay? What was par time? Oh, we beat par by 4 seconds. All right. That's the video. I'm not even kidding. This took me like 2 hours to figure out how to do this. I just kept restarting over and over and over and over and over. But we finally got it done. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to hit the thumbs up button. We'll be back soon with the next level in Orcs Must Die, which is... Actually, should I see where we are on the leaderboard? It's not going to be good. It's... Oh, no. Maybe we'll come back one day. Maybe we'll come back and we'll beat that. Anyway, 5 skulls done. Up next, we're going to look at Cliffside. Thank you guys so much for being here. We'll be back soon. Take care. I'll see you next time.